So we just finished discussing plotting supply and demand in the market for pizza. Let's keep looking at the market for pizza and discuss changes in equilibrium. So what happens if the price of tomatoes fall? How does this affect the pizza market? Well, we know tomatoes are an input in pizza, so that's going to shift supply out. If the price of an input falls, supply increases. Okay, so supply is going to be shifted to the right. We can see over here, here's our new quantity supplied. We can see on the graph, supply has shifted to the right. Supply has increased. What happens to the equilibrium price and quantity after the shift? Well, our old equilibrium was at a price of $20 and a quantity of 40, and our new equilibrium is going to be at a price of $15 and a quantity of 50. Okay? The price of tomatoes has fallen, which increases the supply of supply of pizzas, and the new equilibrium is going to be at a lower price. Right? Price has decreased, and quantity has increased. So we've gone to the right and down. Lower price, increased quantity. You should be aware that both supply and demand can shift simultaneously. What happens to the market for the iPhone 6 in July when the iPhone 7 will be out in September? So iPhone is released that in September, iPhone 7 is going to be coming out. What happens to the market for iPhone 6? Well, we know demand is going to decrease because of expectations. The iPhone 7 is going to be out soon, so not as many people are going to want the iPhone 6. We know supply is going to increase because the firms that sell these iPhones are going to want to get rid of those products. So we're going to get a new equilibrium down here where we have decreased demand and increased supply. Okay, so we know with the decrease in demand, we're going to shift from this old orange to this new orange, and that leads us down here to this first equilibrium point. We also have this increase in supply, right? So we shift from the light blue to the dark blue with an increase in supply. So we're moving from here down to here. Our E prime is going to be down here at 100 and somewhere around 200, and we'll say 75. Decrease in demand and an increase in supply led to a decrease in the price, and in this case, a decrease in quantity. What will happen to the equilibrium price with an increase in demand and an increase in supply? So A, we're going to see equilibrium price increases. B, the equilibrium price is going to decrease. Or C, we cannot say without more information. Maybe a couple seconds to think about it. The correct answer is that C, we cannot say without more information. Okay? Why is that the case? If demand increases by less than supply, that's going to lead to a price decrease. Okay? So here here's our old equilibrium, and demand increased just a little bit, and supply increased a lot. Okay? So here's our price earlier of $225, and our new price is at $200. Okay? But price will actually increase if demand increases by much more than supply. So we have the same supply shift, and demand increases by a lot. We've gone from a price of $225 up here to a price of almost $300. So we actually can't say. Be careful if we move supply and demand at the same time. It's probably best for you to draw out a graph and then maybe draw a second one and move supply and demand a different amount to see and make sure that you know the correct answer is either price decrease, price increase, or you don't know without more.